welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate on KCAA Radio. My name is Dan Redig, your host, and I'm here with Steve Matley talking about land flips. So we've been talking a little bit, Steve, about how to get into this, how it works if you're active or passive, but you pointed out you got to get to know people, meet people. There's a lot to know. So where do you go to meet people? How does this work?
Well, there's a lot of ways you can do it, but I think the best, and there's blogs, online groups, but honestly, face to face is the best way to go. Look people in the eye, meet them, shake their hand, and you can do that best through real estate investor associations.
Okay.
There are real estate investor clubs and real estate investor associations in virtually every county and area in the country. Some are private, some are nonprofit. Now, I met you through one that San Diego Creative Investors Association.
SDCIA.
Well, here's what I'll say about that. When I first got into this, I told you I kind of met my partner and we did one deal. My sister was a member of SDCIA way back. This is late 90s, right? They were meeting at the Holiday Inn in Mission Valley back then. I don't know who the president was.
I've heard all about that. I was never there.
Yeah. So I went to this meeting and she introduced me to an older couple, and they had money in their individual retirement account. They were looking for some place to invest it. And they were looking, because they were kind of late in life investing, they wanted something with a higher return. They were okay with the risk with a higher return. They needed to bump up, right? They couldn't do the 5% per year compounded interest because they're not going to live that long, right? So they were my first investors. To this day, they're still investing with me.
That's incredible. Wow.
25 years later, still investing.
That's incredible.
Only back then they were investing 5 figures with me, and now they're investing 7 figures with me. Okay.
That's incredible.
Now, and they told me that that project was the first one they had where they actually felt like they had a big win. And they rolled over with us to another project, and then they also took some of the proceeds and they bought some rental houses and they bought some other places, and they have a pretty nice portfolio now. But the biggest part that I was the happiest about was that enabled them to finally sell out the janitorial business they were working so hard in at their age, still cleaning.
They got their out.
Sell that out because they had enough money in the real estate now to sustain them. So those real estate investor associations, that's where I first met my first contact, and I still meet a lot of people there too. And it's not just the investors. You meet the attorneys, and you meet the escrow people and the title people and all the people you need to work with to get things done.
Wow, that's incredible. So your team kind of comes to you and you have all the resources.
Yeah, and if they're not
find the
there,
people you work with. Yeah,
if the people you need aren't there, there's probably somebody there that knows the person you need to talk to, because they're all kind of in that little micro culture of real estate investor world.
Right. And they know each other. It's easy to vet people. Someone who doesn't work out isn't going to last very long.
Yeah, and the people that you see come to a regular meeting, if they're members and they're showing up all the time, they're probably a little safer to investment because you know where to find them. As opposed to the person that blows into a meeting one time as a one-time guest and tries to get a lot of money out of people and disappears. That's probably not your best bet.
Right. Some high pressure sales or high pressure investment type strategies are not a good deal.
Not a good deal. So, and you got to be comfortable with it. There's different types. Now there's people that have different temperaments when it comes to risk. So I vet my investors as much as they vet me. I do not want somebody's money if they're not going to sleep the entire time that money's out in the project. And I don't want somebody's money that if they lost it because the project went sideways, which God forbid, we hope not, but anything can happen. I don't control the universe, right? If it went sideways, it should not affect their lifestyle.
Okay. This needs to be purely investment funds.
Money, their rent money, their kids' college fund, none of that kind of stuff, right? So I want to talk with them, make sure that they're comfortable in this investment and they have money to invest. And if it makes money, they're going to cheer. And if they lose money, they may cry, but it's not going to hurt their lifestyle.
So you're really looking for genuine partners on this, not just trying to solicit.
And I'm trying to build an investor family. Like I said, I have investors that keep coming back to us over and over again and have been with us for decades. Why? Because they trust us and we trust them. And it becomes a true partnership. So we have an investor family we work with, and I'm always happy to find new people to add to that family, because the only thing that limits the volume of projects we can do is the amount of capital we have to do them with.
Okay, I get it. All right. So this is also a place where people can not just network, but they can get some education.
That's right.
So I know that we offer,
and not just about land flips, about anything.
Any real estate strategy someone's interested. Yeah. I mean, we have our subgroups right now. We're working on some other classes at SDCIA. And so that's part of where your education background comes in, is helping us accomplish that. So
Right. And some people just want to do the traditional stuff. Some people want to do rentals. Some people want to know how to build an ADU in their backyard.
Hmm.
Right. Everybody's got different things they want to consider. Some people don't want to do anything. They want to be the bank and loan money to someone else to go do work, but not in a syndication, just loan money to another individual to
Hmm.
go
So
do a
like
rehab or
a
something.
private loan to maybe
A
go and
private lender.
redevelop
Yeah,
something. Yeah. Even to a
exactly.
flipper, they could privately lend to a friend of theirs who flips.
Yeah, they're an individual, but they're the bank for that job.
Right.
Yeah. And so you can learn how to do that. A lot of people don't know you can.
Yeah. That's not a common strategy I hear about, but
Yeah.
it is a good one.
And you learn basics about, okay, what's a promissory note? What's a trust deed? What's a lease option, right?
Hmm.
All these terms that get thrown around out there. You can go into like Bigger Pockets and they throw these terms around, and it's kind of like if you ask for an explanation, it's kind of like, oh, it's the newbie, you kind of almost embarrassed to. But in these investor associations, you ask stupid questions of everybody, and people are happy to answer it for you because they all were there.
Right. So they grew up in that same family. So it's a family. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty fantastic. So then the last piece of the puzzle is, what do people need to get into this? Is there kind of like you got to have a certain amount of money, whether you want a private lend or you want to passively invest or,
No, actually, I have people that got involved. They didn't have money, but they knew some people that did, and they
mm,
introduced me
so
to
they
the
built
people that they had
relationships
had,
for
had
you.
money and said, "Do you think this is interesting?" And we sit and have a meeting and we talk, and that person invests. And guess what? I'm grateful. So what happens when I'm grateful? I'll give them a little referral fee. Say, hey, thanks for the introduction,
All
and
right.
you can start making a little money doing that. The people that are finding land for me, I have people out bird dogging land for me in different states,
Okay.
and they'll find land and send it to me. Say, hey, is this a good prospect? Should I should I contact the owner about this? And if we end up taking that land, yeah, they'll get a piece of the
They'll get a
pie.
finder's fee. Yeah.
That's right.
So, so we're
Yeah.
going to have to wrap in about a minute here, but if someone wants to get a hold of you, they find a piece of land, how can they find you?
Well, they can find me at coast-2coast.com, coast, the dash and the number two, coast.com. They can call me 951-809-9720, 951-809-9720. I'm on this channel, this station, KCAA, every Thursday at 3 o'clock and every Sunday at 2 o'clock with Building Solid Foundations. And they can find me on LinkedIn as well. Just look for Steve Matley.
All right. That's pretty fantastic. If
Or
you're
go
in
to, better
this,
yet, find me at the SDCIA meeting on the
is
second
a
Tuesday of every month.
second Tuesday every month, you can stop by SDCIA and meet us, and we'll help you build your real estate investing family. With that, we got to get out of here for today, but thanks for listening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. We love talking about real estate. You can find the Real Men of Real Estate with me, Dan Redig, your host, every third Sunday at 1 p.m. on KCAA Radio. And thanks again, Steve.
All right. Thank you, Dan.